Dr. Jessica Ash here. Today, I'm super excited to announce two partnerships. The first one is with Spice Nation, supporting prosperity, impact, contribution, and entrepreneurship. As well, I'm announcing my partnership with LostMoney to help you get the money that you deserve. So stay tuned. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to start by introducing the head of a new type of organization. You can see their logo behind me. They have a powerful mission statement. And so I'm going to start by introducing Kurt Walker. Kurt, welcome.
Hello. Hello. So nice to meet all of you.
Thanks for being here today. Can you tell us a little bit about Spice Nation?
Absolutely. So many of you have aspirations to build your dream, or you already have a business, or you wish to own a business, or maybe you're even entrepreneurial inside of somebody else's business. And since you're that way, you think a little differently. And what ends up happening is sometimes as you're leveling up in order to prepare to build this business or to take your business to the next level, you start having challenges because not everybody else around you understands this path, this journey that you're on, this obsession that you have to create this, this drive you have to solve this problem in the world that you feel is uniquely yours to solve. And so Spice came into existence because as a guy that's been solving for entrepreneurial, success and resources for a long time, I have a startup lending background. We have been giving loans to startups for years and years and also done a bunch of venture. We realized that resources alone aren't enough for what entrepreneurs need in order to do this journey. And so we decided to bring together a very unique type of individual, which is awesome because Mindset News and the Global Mobility Network is just these types of individuals. We decided that if we were going to do this walk, this journey, we wanted to be around people that were purpose and contribution driven, that wanted to build influence, but for a specific purpose, which is for impact's sake. And so we decided that we would do this and we would build this multi-city framework where people could come together to relationship with a very specific type of new friend, new relationship that they could build on a monthly basis. And so almost 4 years later, we've been running these invite-only dinner events, which you've had the opportunity to come join us here in Vegas, as well as these socials that we do that are larger every single month in a number of different cities. And so Spice really helps to solve for people's needs around creating a mind shift. You've also kind of been to some of our clubhouse rooms and kind of seen what that's like. Solving for key relationships, their positioning, branding, and marketing, as well as help with their financial sovereignty and whatever their growth capital needs are. And so we attract just world-class caliber entrepreneurs. And I'm so excited to also have with us here today, Mr. Wayne Warrington. And I'm gonna talk about him for just a minute. I've got a pretty unique financial background, so I think I'm a little uniquely qualified to be as excited as I am about what it is that he's been up to the last 40 years. So Spice attracts just moonshot takers and game changers. If that's you, we would love to have you come join our community. Absolutely. You can go to the Spice Nation Facebook group, and you can go to thespicenation.com. And Wayne embodies what it means to be about raising your consciousness, deciding that there is a far superior way to actually live, both as a human being and as a spiritual being, beyond just what this life has to offer, beyond just money. And when we use the terms supporting prosperity, impact, contribution, and entrepreneurship, prosperity means health, wealth, happiness, and relationships. What we love about Wayne is Wayne thinks very outside of the box. So I'm just going to tell a little story just to prepare, and then Wayne's going to get on here. But when I first met Wayne, I was really trying to understand what he was up to. He's got this far superior business directory, which is kind of like this Yelp on steroids that is invite only, and you have to qualify to be a part of it, and it drives customer acquisition. And who doesn't want customer acquisition inside of their business? So that part I got pretty quickly. Then I realized how long he's been doing it and the size of the far superior network. And I saw this list into the hundreds of thousands of upper echelon businesses. And I was like, how did he do this? That was the part that I couldn't figure out. And knowing Wayne, he's just like the rest of the Spice Nation community, just like you are, Jessica, just like I'm sure all of these new friends on Mindset News are. He's service first. And so he is the grandfather, the legal Robin Hood of an industry called unclaimed property. And when this light bulb went off, I came to understand how it is he has been able to build such a large list. And it's because of the level of value that he has given. And he has returned $500 million with a B,
Wow.
millions of dollars to North American citizens that have money sitting in the market. And so what I came to realize and came to understand is I was talking and had this new friend. I was talking to the grandfather of this industry. As people move through their lives, at least in North America, there are chunks of money that are left behind in bank accounts, in insurance, in class action lawsuits. There's so many different ways. And what happens is the states come into custodial controllership of these funds. Now, unfortunately, the states have gotten really used to this interest money on this money. And so Wayne, for the last 30 plus years, has been helping the consumer as a consumer advocate and as an expert in an investigation, going in and retrieving and capturing this money that most people do not realize is there. So when I heard about this and I understood what Far Superior was doing, and with Spice's partnership with Far Superior for us to run the masterminds and the community events and all of that, I got very excited since we have a stance towards contribution. That is our way of being. That is the way what we build into our business models here at Spice. I thought, wow, this lost money thing is just beyond exciting as to what it can mean for the individuals here at Mindset News, but also for the business owners here at Mindset News and the lead generation opportunity this can be for them because their lists have people that are eligible for this money. And so I called you, if you remember, Jessica, all excited about, I've got something really good that you're going to love that will help each and every one of your Mindset News people, each and every one of the business owners here to hear this with adding value to their list, making a difference to people, being able to do something that's coupled with charity, but also driving their business forward. And so we collect marketers around here at Spice. We just believe that, you know, sales and customers are the lifeblood of a business, right? And so in my opinion, this is probably the most exciting lead generation opportunity I've seen, stepping outside of the fact that, of course, the first focus is the charitable element of it.
Right. Of course.
I just want to impress upon people how exciting this could be, not only for them, but for their list. And so without a further ado, my new buddy, Mr. Wayne Warrington, the legal Robin Hood.
Welcome, Wayne. Thanks for being here today.
Hello.
You seem speechless.
I don't know how to follow that up. It's that's quite the introduction. Thank you.
Yeah, so while you gather your thoughts, I'll tell my viewers that I attended a Spice event several months ago. I met Kurt and a few others in one clubhouse room, and I bought my plane ticket to go to Vegas. And I am so happy that I did, because influence, but influence for impact or conscious capitalism are so important to the future of humanity and the future of the individuals in the United States. And so I know it was quite an introduction to live up to, Wayne, but lost money can really help people in the United States. And are you able to tell us a little bit about how?
Absolutely. First of all, the number one thing for everybody to realize is that the money's real, that it's sitting out there waiting for you. Virtually everybody, 8 out of 10 adult Americans have a claim. And it's our job to be able to put that puzzle together for you to track down the money. There is no single database available. So no matter what the states tell you or anybody online, there's no single database. There's tens of thousands of what are called holders that have billions of dollars out there. The insurance industry alone has over 400 billion. So we're really, really excited to be able to turn that money around to folks, with the average claim through our profiles being at $8,000 per family profile.
I just want to make a point real quick, guys, that is the key to why Wayne is so different, because there are a lot of other great companies that are doing unclaimed property. And, you know, when you're in business and you're adding a service to somebody, we believe absolutely in fair profits for fair value. Absolutely. So there are businesses out there that charge for the service and they earn it, because there's a bunch of digging that has to take place in order to really be thorough in retrieving these accounts and this money. What's mind-blowing about the stance that Far Superior has taken with their 50% pledge to charity, and with LostMoney, which is separate, obviously, and another one of Wayne's operations, is that he has decided to do this absolutely for free. Yep. There is no cost to the charities. There is no cost to the consumers that want to do this. So there's really no downside.
Yeah, and we've been doing this for over 12 years free. So the key is don't stop looking. And our profiles, when you come into lostmoney.com, make sure when it asks you how you found us to select Jessica Ash in the little drop down menu. She's at the top of the list. We're so excited to be able to help her and be working with her. This is just amazing. But keep in mind, it takes anywhere from a few weeks to months to years, because every year we upload another 2-3 million accounts for the consumers. So, you know, the big joke with myself and certain states is the fact of I keep coming back and making claims for myself, because even I lose the money. So it's out there.
Right. So, and as you continue to live your life, you can, you know, every year or every couple of years, you can go back and find that there's more money available. Right, Wayne? I'm still learning.
Absolutely, because it comes from, it's not just going to be under your name. That's really the critical aspect. We build a family tree for you. You know, we go back, put the family tree together, and literally look throughout everybody, your great grandparents, your great aunts, your great uncles. And that's where the larger dollar amounts are. That one of the largest claims in the past couple of years was $62 million from a great aunt. The young lady that received the money didn't even know, never had met this woman, and she received $62 million. So
there was a guy a couple of weeks ago, Jessica, that just passed away. Was homeless, unfortunately, and to come to find, I had almost $900,000, which is obviously a very big claim. Most of the claims are not necessarily that large, but died homeless with all that money. Wow, crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. So Wayne, explain how the charity elements came in to this, because I know that was something that Jessica, she's always wanting to promote, you know, groups that are being very proactive in their charitable work, and explain how that's come to be since you've been doing this for over a decade for free, and people have been trying to hand you money.
Right, exactly. What ended up happening is, as we were returning money, people kept calling me up and saying, "Listen, I just got my check. I got $10,000. I really want to help you, and I want to send you a check." And I kept telling everybody, we don't accept any money, period. This is being done as a pay it forward contribution. I feel very blessed in my life and had done very well. And this is my way of paying it forward. And one day, one of the gentlemen on the phone just kept after me about wanting to send me a check. And I said, you know what? If you want to write a check, why don't you write a check to your favorite charity? And we got off the phone, and the next thing I know is a few weeks later, we got a little note saying, "Oh, by the way, I made a donation to Make-A-Wish Foundation for $1,000." And I went, well, there you go. That's exactly what we need to do.
Right.
So we started just putting that in our literature, telling people, please realize we don't charge for this. It's 100% free, but you always can pay it forward by donating to a charity if that's something you can afford to do. And the next thing we know is we started to track the charitable donations. We found that $5 to $6 million a year was being raised for charities, and the light bulb went off. I'm like, imagine what we can do at this next level, because with Kurt and with you, Jessica, and a host of other people, we plan on going after the 50 billion that is sitting right now at the states. We want to collect that 50 billion and get at least 10% into a host of worthwhile charitable organizations across the country and potentially around the world.
So for those of you guys that are listening, I want you guys to think about this. Jessica has been delivering, and the Mindset News team has been delivering value for free forever. And so as you guys, as she and Mindset News and Global Mobility are the sponsors of this Lost Money program for you guys, that's, you know, it's not free to have all of these team members and these stay-at-home moms and these vets that are running these reports on behalf of the Lost Money team. There's a cost associated with that. You're just not paying for it. So there's a sponsorship that's happening here with Global Mobility and with Mindset News. So as you guys think about all the value you've been receiving, I would strongly consider you guys, I would say I'd strongly encourage you guys and consider that you might think about making a pledge of a portion of that back to Global Mobility, which Jessica will speak about, you know, what is available there and the kinds of trainings and things that she's going to be launching there in association with this program. So we love that you've got charities, but maybe one of the charities you'd first consider is Global Mobility. I know she's too nice to say anything about that, but I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. And then Wayne, can you share with them, there are approved charities and things like that, but considering your background in investigation and everything, it's obviously very important that the charities that we're supporting through Lost Money meet specific criteriums and, you know, are at a certain level, just like all the far superior business directory members as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have vetted out over 100 charities that we've supported for the past couple of years, and during the past 10 years now, almost 10 years, we had over 70. These are amazing organizations that really concentrate the majority of their donations, their pledges, et cetera, into the actual mission that they have, versus having high administrative costs or a lot of perks, if you will. We have found over the past several decades that some of the charities that have come to us, you know, 50, 60, 70% of the money that comes in the door goes right back out to their celebrities and all sorts of endorsements. We look for that 10% mark. If at all possible, we love to see a 10% admin cost on charities or less. Many of the charities are 100% go right into their mission, which God bless them. I mean, that's just an amazing thing for people to donate their time and efforts towards worthwhile causes.
Okay, so Wayne, what do the numbers look like? Like per how many people has equaled out X amount of dollars in charity, just so we can get a kind of a rough idea.
Yeah, I did a TED Talk a few years ago, and it was all about making sure that people understood if they have around 3,000 people in their social media group, they literally can raise $1 million in charitable donations. I mean, it can be even lower than that. At one point, we were down to around 1,000, but the best number you can use is 3,000. If you got 3,000 in your social media somewhere, based upon the numbers that commit, that opt in, that go through the process, our location is 8 out of 10 adult Americans have money. And out of that, 33% plus donate to the charities. And so there's your $1 million. I mean, it adds up fast.
So
simple.
Canada too, right?
Yes, Canada too. And we're working outside of the country on other funds as well, but we're concentrating here because the United States alone has over $1 trillion available. And you know what? It's going to take us some time to get through that. The big goal right now is just the 50 billion that's sitting at the state levels, because that's kind of the easiest. We can get through that in just weeks. So that means in the entire claim process and getting money to charities, within 90 days, the charities that come on board, they're able to see cash flow into their systems within 90 days. So.
Wow, that's really exciting.
Yes.
So I guess the question that I've got for you, Jessica, is if you could just restate, just for our benefit, I'm sure the Mindset News fans and followers and subscribers are very aware, but the mission of Global Mobility.
Well, yeah, that's true. I haven't gone into that much, and I'll say that. So right now I'm running leadership programs globally And I just finished a project with Ignite for Impact where we combined youth from Canada, the US, and Pakistan, Bangladesh, Iraq, and they all did community service projects around the world. And I'm also running a global leadership class for leaders where we talk about personal leadership. I just finished with that 20 minutes ago. We had leaders from, we had the King of Hawaii, the Queen of Africa, leaders from Pakistan, Canada, Trinidad, Zambia, several other countries in Africa. So that's what I've been doing recently. What I plan to do with what Global Mobility plans to do is educate teachers or train teachers all around the world with that money. So we're going to buy computers for locations, internet access, electricity, and these centers will become a hub of activity to empower not just educators, but to empower youth in their communities. So I'm really excited to be able to move forward with that project because of this.
One of the things that I liked about the mission that Global Mobility and Mindset News had, and the reason why it's been such a good fit with Spice Nation, and why I wanted to bring this Lost Money opportunity that Wayne has so generously offered in this partnership that you have, is because I like that, as you probably first experienced when you were in that clubhouse room with us in that Mind Shift Monday room that we were doing. One of the things I like about everybody that's on this call right now and just our shared communities is this understanding that resources don't actually typically make the difference. One of the things that Spice is all about is teaching people to fish for themselves so that they're not dependent upon anybody else. And that includes what's going on spiritually. And I don't mean this like whatever your religion is. I mean like what's going on consciously inside of us. What's hiding beneath the surface? What's fundamentally showing up in our way of being that's keeping us from creating the relationships, the prosperity, the health, the happiness that we want to have. And what I like is your stance on that. And one of the things that we're very big on here in Spice Nation is ownership, personal integrity, doing what we say we're going to do, keeping our word to ourselves, which is really where all of our opportunity to create lies. We believe here at Spice that freedom is the most important word in all of the language. We believe that the most important thing in life is the relationship that we have, starting with to ourselves, and then to God, or if you want to call it source energy, universal energy, and then to everybody else. And it's in joining forces together and not playing small, not holding each other small, using empowering language that calls people up when we're challenging them and saying, hey, look, we know you're going through it right now. We could either support you and enable you in your victimhood, or we can call you forth into your greatness. And that's what I really like about Global Mobility's mission when it comes to leadership. It's not just about, we're going to hand you a computer, go on your way, you're going to be successful. And we're not saying that those items are not helpful.
Right.
What we learned with Spice and our sister organization, Greatness Collective, which we've been taking people on impact trips to build houses and schools all over the world. You can go to greatnesscollective.com to check that out. Is that, as much as these basic human needs are very, very important, and those have to come first, on the heels of that, we need to be teaching and encouraging people personal responsibility so that they can make their own choices. That's what freedom is. It's not about me telling them what's best. It's about them knowing the answers are already inside of them, right? And that this already belongs to them. And coming back to Wayne, this money already belongs to you.
That's right.
It is a very good circle. And I work with so many people in Africa who this concept is just gone from their head. It's like they've been trained to think, I can't do anything. And it's that many people out there are victims. I have been a victim of things in my life too. But I have moved past the victim mentality. And that is what's left behind in the wake of any kind of tragedy or tragic event, is that often people are left with a victim mentality. But they can move on from that mentality and own their future and forget the bad things that happened to them And so I love Spice Nation because of its empowerment. It's not just about giving money, it's about lifting people up and helping them. Spice Nation isn't just about, oh, this bad thing happened to you, forget about it. Spice Nation is about, okay, this horrible thing happened, and we're here to help you move on from it. And, that's where you made a great tie-in, Kurt, to Lost Money, because this is their money. And what the U.S. government is doing, it's not illegal. It's just, they're not doing anything with it because they get interest money.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting to look at behavioral science and to look at what are the incentives of holding yourself small. What are the incentives? What is the payoffs we get from not having the fitness we want, the relationships we want, the business we want, to be of service at the level we want, to know that inside of us is an amazing philanthropist. But, oh, you know what, Jessica, I'm just going to wait till some later date and time to decide that I'm going to be a person of contribution. There are payoffs and incentives to that. So these states are tight on their budgets. And so there's an incentive for them to have this money sitting in their accounts and getting the interest. And as time has gone on, they've gotten used to that. And it's become this entitlement type of a situation. It's become a little bit of something that they're very dependent upon. And unfortunately, that's what happens in many areas of the world, or even inside of our own lives, is we start to get complacent and we start looking outside of ourselves to, to place blame. But as I like to go back to the quote that Einstein said, he goes, the fundamentally most important question a man has got to decide is whether or not he lives in a hostile or friendly universe. And I know a lot of people out there are experiencing hardship. And I know that many of them have experienced hardship that I've never experienced. My parents are missionaries right now in a Native American reservation. And man, it's a different world out there. I went down there and it's just so cool to see the work they're doing. I'm really proud of my mom and dad. They're managing 500 gardens, to create some sustainability. But going back to the Einstein quote, I personally believe if you have eyes to look and you are looking for confirmation that the world is a hostile place, you will find it, because it can be. Absolutely. However, if you can find the courage and you can choose into this idea that while there is adversity and there's hardship, and perhaps that's there to call me into my greatness and for me to rise above, that the other decision I can make is to say that I live in a friendly universe, and that if you look around for proof of that, you'll see it everywhere. The human spirit is one of just this ability to persevere, right? Last month, we celebrated this idea of mastery may and spice. Now, Mr. Wayne was there in numerous cities. And one of the big quotes that we talked about was this, I am the captain of my soul, right? The captain of my fate. And we were quoting Invictus. And Invictus is Latin for, and this was written in the 1800s, right, by a British author. And Invictus means unconquerable. Unconquerable. Wayne faced a lot of adversity when he made the decision to go after this lost money. He was taking a stance. He had the government battling with him for quite some time.
Everybody did. The banks,
Right.
The insurance companies. I could not believe how much opposition was against us in returning the money. And Kurt mentioned this earlier about the states, having budget issues, et cetera. The biggest issue is they take the unclaimed property, they put it into the general fund. They don't put it into a trust fund that's earning interest for the consumers. Not only do they have the interest money, but they actually put it in the general fund and spend it. And the going back to intentions, one of my little pet peeves, if you will, is some of the industries like the insurance industry, which holds over $400 billion of this. They do everything they possibly can to keep that money in hidden reserve accounts and not pay it out because they're earning 20% on that. That's incredible.
It should be against the law. I mean, I guess I know.
Well, it actually is against the law, but it's a matter of the enforcement part. The unclaimed property laws, there's a uniform act now that has some teeth in it, but the bottom line is it's going to be up to us. If our groups all get together and we get that 50 billion delivered out, people are going to become aware, and we're going to, as Kurt says, we're going to teach people to fish. At Lost Money, we teach people how to find this money, and we help them, and it's free. So let's just get it done.
I agree. So I'm very excited to announce these entire partnerships. So I want to tell my group out there to watch for the Spice Nation channel, the playlist. And this is not a joke. I don't sell anything. This money is yours, and we will help you get it at no charge to you, even though there are costs associated with it. So I think this is a great three-way marriage of the organizations, and I'm glad that you guys were both here with me today to announce it.
And I just want to say, guys, the level of entrepreneurship and problem solving, both on your end, Jessica, and on your end, Wayne, like Jessica's taking all this value and this enormous following she has, this list, and she's doing good with it by partnering up with Lost Money and by sponsoring the costs of this program, as these people dig through, because there's a person on a computer every time a report's getting filed that has been taught by Wayne and the team how to do this, and they're going out there fighting the good fight, tracking down the money. If you go do it like a quick search of this on your own for free, because there are free government sites for this, you may recover like a tenth of what Wayne and the team are willing to go dig for you. So, I mean, choose whatever direction you want to go. But I just love the stance that both of you guys are taking on this and the willingness to add value first and to do what's right. I think it's pretty inspiring. And if Spice on our end can help with whatever somebody needs, whether it's they need to create a mind shift, in their way of being on a personal level. It's interesting when you solve the personal things that are going on inside of somebody. This is the reason why we're a big fan of the 4 agreements and a bunch of other stuff like this. The business problems tend to go away. But whether it's solving for that or solving for relationships, your positioning, your branding, your marketing, or even really getting a better handle on capital and credit and all of that, we're here to help serve. So we look forward to seeing you guys either in a city near you as we find new city captains in all the upcoming cities like Miami and Denver and all that, or whether you come hang out with us online. So we look forward to doing a lot more. And guys, this Lost Money thing, I'm so excited about it. I am so excited. We did a presentation last night at the Spice Social here in Vegas and one of the Phoenix Spice Dinner event. And Wayne and I had this surprise for everyone that maybe we'll have to do for some of the mindset community folks. We put together a list of those that have been really supportive of Spice. So the core team, as well as city captains and things like that. And this list was not very large. From this list, Wayne in record time was able to ascertain that we have over $100,000 between 20 members of the Spice team that belongs to them. And we created like a little ticker tape presentation at the dinner that they could see, as things were going on. So super exciting on that end. And I just think, wow, how cool that was. And then last night we had a room of approximately 70 individuals, all business owners, that were excited about the fact that they had money. But here's what really got me excited, Jessica, and I think this is what you understand as well, is they weren't thinking just about the money for themselves. Many of the people that were coming up to Wayne were saying, how do I offer this to my list? How do I plug in a charity that I already donate to? How do I add value to the people that already are buying stuff from me? Another idea too is very often you have a product or a service you're offering somebody and they want it, but maybe they just can't afford it right now. And maybe this Lost Money is the difference between them being able to afford that product. There's so many creative ways that an intelligent marketer, entrepreneur, problem solver person can say, wow, this partnership between Global Mobility and Lost Money is something I can leverage inside of my business. So I want you guys to put your marketer hat on as you're thinking about how this can be valuable, not just to yourself, right? Because money is a byproduct of value we put out in the world. And this is something that we've even tested with major recording artists and things like that are usually typically very shy to share anything on their influence channels that doesn't directly relate to what they're known for. And universally, all of them, including some major motion picture studio folks that have produced major blockbuster movies with A-list actors, they're all on board to move forward with Wayne. So I'm excited to have a front row seat to watch all of this unravel. And it was really fun to watch the faces of all of the Spice Nation team members is they were like, what? I got money? What? You know?
Yeah. It was amazing having them all come up afterwards and just go, I saw my name up there. I said, that's my old address. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah, there was money that my mom had an account, and she died 40 years ago. And I tried getting it back, but I don't know, like my dad had died, and I didn't, it was like this death certificate, that death certificate,
Yeah.
and then I gave up. So
A
maybe
lot of people do. And they actually, one of the things we pointed out last night was the fact that the states have changed their publication process where they no longer tell you the dollar amount. Now they just say, well, it's under $50, over $50, under 100, over 100. And people look at that and they look at the time period, what it takes them to make the claim for $50, and they don't do it.
Yeah.
And I keep trying to tell them, don't be fooled. That $50 could be a dividend on something worth thousands. So, and in many cases it is. One of the Spice members last night must have had 15 accounts, and they're all the dividends off of a much larger asset. And when he realized that, he walks over to me and he goes, I think I owe you dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting. You're helping people to find something that's hidden in plain sight. Yeah. And that's what Jessica does with her work and this value that she adds. And I hope all of the listeners really get that. I've been in the business of giving loans to startups for 15 years. We also do a bunch of venture funding. And very often a startup will use capital and they'll think to themselves, this is the resource that I must have. And sometimes it's these beautiful constraints and thinking outside of the box that really creates the opportunity. And I think that resources are never, ever, ever going to make up for a lack of resourcefulness. And so I think that the thing that's hidden in plain sight here, the real resource is your creativity. It's you tapping into your passion. It's you saying, like all of the Spice people do and all the Far Superior members do, where they say, I want to wake up every day alive in my calling. I want to know what my purpose is, what I'm uniquely gifted and talented and put on this planet to do, so that I can make a huge difference. And channeling that where we have income streams that come from that. So I really appreciate that both of you guys tease that out. And I hope that however this money is recovered for you guys, everybody that's listening, you guys use it to invest in yourself, whether you do that with Global Mobility and their programs, or whether you choose to step more forward into being enterprising, even if you're not an entrepreneur, you leverage that money in a wise way to where it's an actual investment versus spending it on, buying Wayne dinner. No, just kidding, Wayne.
I'll buy Wayne dinner.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so it's time for us to say goodbye for now. But I'd like to say to Kurt that you have brought forth in each little snippet of the things that you say, like money is a byproduct of the value that we create on earth. There are so many snippets that you've come up with that there are their own interview. And so I'm really looking forward to both of these partnerships because the conversations that we have about Spice Nation will bring forth will bring what's on people's inside to the outside of and onto earth where it belongs. And with Wayne, I think it's going to take people some time to understand, although this is Mindset News and people know me by now, that we're not selling anything. We're going to find something that is yours. And so I think that this is a good triumvirate, as it were.
Absolutely.
And I'll let each of you say a concluding remark, and then I'll say goodbye. So let's start with Kurt and Spice Nation. Go ahead, Kurt.
Yeah, so I'm just really proud of my friend Wayne. So speaking of May Mastery, I know we're in June, and we've been talking about Jumpstart June at Spice, but it's in doing sometimes the hard things that other people are not willing to do so that they become easy down the road, so that instead of doing the easy things so that the rest of your life is hard. This Lost Money project is really a magnum opus for Mr. Wayne. This is 30 plus years, 40 years in the making for him to be able to even be in a position to offer this for free and to do this. And so I just want to, again, encourage people as they're really digging deep and they're saying, what's my purpose in life? and letting that be their guiding light and their answers that they look for with, partnerships and relationships and decisions they make, income streams, businesses they build, whatever, is to understand that if it's worth doing, it's going to be challenging. It's going to stretch you. It's going to press you.
Right.
And he has been tried and had to be refined many, many times as he's gone about this. So I would just encourage people to kind of think about that. That's just a thought that's coming to my mind, because it took me a while to unravel Far Superior, LostMoney, how are these things, we're all connected. And part of the reason is this is not an overnight journey for Mr. Wayne. This is something that's really taken forever. And it was kind of similar with my little startup journey with startup funding. I mean, there was nobody that was doing that. No startup loans. There was venture money, but that's only available to a very, 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 very small percentage of startups. And what's cool here with this program is it's available to everybody.
Well, that's fabulous. So we're just getting started, gentlemen, and we'll end for now. So I'm going to say goodbye to Kurt first, and I'll see you soon, and I'll give Wayne the floor. So bye, Kurt, and here you go, Wayne.
Thanks, Jessica. We really appreciate all the effort you're doing to push this message out and to help people recover the money that's due to them. It's so important right now. The past 18 months have devastated families around the world, and we have an opportunity right now to help them. And there's billions of dollars out there, with the average claim being just within weeks around $900. And you give us a little time, and our researchers, we average 8,000 per family. So let us do our work. Let us help you put that money to good use. And just to all your listeners, God bless. We want to do everything we can to help you in life.
Okay. Thank you for being here today, Wayne, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
So you've heard it from me and Wayne Warrington and Kurt Walker. This is the beginning of a three-way partnership with Spice Nation. Spice Nation is supporting prosperity, impact, contribution, and entrepreneurship. And go to www.lostmoney.com to claim your free money that is yours. So thank you for being with us today. Bye-bye for now. This is Dr. Jessica Ash saying goodbye.